Hey guys, what's up? Kyle here with a movie review of Wolverine. I saw Wolverine today. It came out last Friday. So I would think by now, within a week's time, majority of you would have already seen it. So this may be spoiler alert. Yeah. So Wolverine. First off, I gotta say, going into it, I kind of had my thoughts or wits about it. Heard some good things from friends and checked that out myself. And honestly, I thought it was a solid Wolverine film. It makes you forget that there was another Wolverine film before this one. Yeah. Was there another Wolverine movie? I don't know, because I thought this one was so good, I kind of forgot. I think there was another Wolverine movie, X-Men Origins or X-Men Oranges. I don't know what it was called. But anyway, you would think, if you compare this to X-Men Origin Wolverine, you would think, just based off the story and the mythology of Wolverine, you would think X-Men Origin would be better than the Wolverine movie. Here, like I said, just based off the mythology of the character, because Origin tells you, more about Wolverine, how he got the whole adamantium and stuff like that. Whereas Wolverine is Wolverine, and in Japan, has some certain things there. So based off story, you would think Origin would have been better, but obviously we saw it in film, and Origin was just, I'm just not gonna speak of that. It never existed. Out of sight, out of mind. Anyway, I thought it was a solid Wolverine film. Now, what I had heard originally was that the storyline chronicles of this film was supposed to have been set between X-Men 1 and 2. But watching it is actually after X-Men 3. So I kind of like the fact of how we kind of got like a little, I guess you could say, connection or a little bit of an aftermath to X-Men 3. Because, since X-Men 3, we've had so many other different spin-offs and prequels. We never really got a taste or a little snippet of what was to come after the ramifications of, X3. And it was kind of nice to see, even though they didn't really, you don't know what happened to any of the other characters. It was still kind of nice to see that kind of connection where we at least know, like, okay, what happened to Wolverine since the whole Jean Grey incident happened. So basically, Wolverine is in the setting of Japan. He's left X-Men. The X-Man has gone rogue for a while, like he always does, because it's Wolverine. He's just badass that way. And he's still suffering from hallucination stuff with Jean Grey and killing her and all these other things. He gets called into Japan as a favor that he owes this one Japanese guy that he saved from years ago, because Wolverine's like 100 and like, I think Wolverine's supposed to be like 166 years old. I'm not sure, but anyway, so Wolverine set in Japan, and what can I say? Wolverine in the setting of Tokyo, Japan. If you never followed the comic books or know the origin of Wolverine, Wolverine in the city of Japan is like hand in hand. It's like Stark's fascination with redheads. So it's like it just goes together. Tokyo and Japan is just as much of has a lot of history to Wolverine, the character Wolverine, just as much as anything else with anything else in the story and background. I thought the movie was pretty solid. It kind of makes you forget, that this was like an X-Men spinoff. It really does, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I thought it was actually kind of cool, because it's like, okay, this is an X-Men character, but the story and Hugh Jackman just does such a good job in playing just the main lead role, and basically, really, you can say the only mutant. There were two other mutants, but their roles were kind of minor in comparison to Hugh Jackman's. So you knew that, okay, this is a X-Men spinoff, but it didn't feel too X-Men-y like. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, here's Wolverine in his own film. Bam. We know he's a mutant, and we know he has ties to X-Men, but this is his own movie. Bam. And it was kind of nice for a change, you know, to kind of have him a character like Wolverine as the main focus, but yet the movie didn't feel too X-Men-y like. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like it had a connection to X-Men like Origins did. You know, it felt like you knew it was a spinoff, but it was a strong enough spinoff where you enjoyed Wolverine being the main character and basically, like I said, kind of being the only mutant. And by him being the only mutant, pretty much, it wasn't like he was just slaying people like left and right. You know, he had his moments of vulnerability, which, you know, gave him some challenge. So they really, the way they've made Wolverine in this movie, I thought was really nice. Obviously, we got to see Silver Samurai. That's probably the one complaint I probably had with the movie. I kind of wish we would have had a little bit more of the Silver Samurai. For those of you who have already seen this movie, let me know what you think about that. I won't get too far into detail about that if you guys may have, for those of you who have not seen it. But yeah, for everyone else that really wasn't mutants in the movie, they all kicked ass. I mean, you know, you had like ninjas and you had like, you know, gangsters and stuff, and some cool fighting scenes, a lot of nice sceneries. You know, Tokyo, Japan is a beautiful country. I would love to visit that place one day. So the different sceneries and stuff was very nice. And I gotta talk about the female lead. Yeah, she was the female lead. Co-starring with Wolverine. Tao Okamata. Oh God, she's so pretty. She is so pretty. She plays Mariko. Like I said, the lead female cast opposite to Wolverine. The girl that Wolverine's trying to protect. Tao Okamoto is just she's very, very pretty, very attractive. She's the only most beautiful thing in this whole movie, but still, I enjoyed her. I even enjoyed her character, you know, because she wasn't too much of a damsel in distress, like, oh, save me. You know, she had her moments where, you know, she could take care of herself, and, you know, she wasn't weak and fragile. So I think that was one thing that kind of made me I liked about her. The other girl, forgot the other girl's name. She's a mutant that can read, and she can like see the future. But she's also like an assassin. She was pretty badass too, because even though she could see the future, what she may have lacked in any other area, she made up for with her like awesome like ninja assassin like skills. So she was just like completely just BA. So overall, I thought it was a good film. I think this is one that anyone that had any like reservations about this film or had like maybe concerns after just the awful bitter taste that X-Men Origin left us, I would definitely recommend you should check this out and give this a chance, because I do think this movie is going to be overlooked because of the bitter taste that Origin left us. I do think this is going to give a lot of people bitter taste in their mouths, and I'm telling you from my experience, this is much better than Origin. Even though this doesn't tell you even though it's not like a reboot of Wolverine and how he became Wolverine, it tells you a different story to Wolverine. It's still much better than Origin. I recommend you guys check it out. I liked it. I thought it was good. Really, I don't have no complaints about the movie. You know, a lot of people, well, some people who saw it before I did, were like, I don't like the fact they put Wolverine in a Japanese setting. And I'm like, dude, again, I say, you look at the animated stuff, the comic books, Wolverine has lots of history with Tokyo, Japan. Like hell, his son's mother was Japanese. Was Japanese. So I mean, yeah, Lady Deathstrike, Silver Samurai. Come on, Wolverine has roots in Japan. He's got roots there. So let me know what you guys think about the movie. If you're already seeing it, comment, subscribe. Peace.